Okay. How's the conference so far? This group seems to be something. I want to talk to you about something that you've probably been thinking about at this conference or other conferences that you've gone to. And it stems from a teacher that at a time went to a conference that Dr. Seymour Papert was at. And this teacher asked the question, hey, we saw these really great things and they're all well and good, but what do I do on Monday? And the answer that he gave was, whatever, it's never a simple answer with Dr. Papert if you've done his work, but he said, whatever you do on Monday should lead you to Sunday. And what he's talking about is having that vision. Having a vision for what you think learning really is. And I think we should all share that. We have our shared visions at school, but we also have our own professional visions. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to put this back on you. I don't want any responsibility. So I'm going to give you some questions that I think about when I go to my school and I try and make change. And it starts with who pioneers your work. And for me, I've already mentioned Dr. Papert. He's a very big influence on my thinking, how I understand learning, and how I understand technology and learning, how it applies there. You know, so I'm trying to share this vision that's been developed over the last 40 to 50 years in his work. And Professor Paula Blickstein of Stanford shared this paradox a while back in June, I think it was. And it's an interesting paradox that the closer we get to having Papert's vision realized, the less his work is cited. And I think that's really worrisome to me because I've read a lot of his work and it's incredible to see the design spaces here at the school and having the conversations, all the things that we talk about. I'm not sure if you understand like some of the things, and that's the way I view it. But I also have my personal paradox for Dr. Papert's work. I love it and I hate it. I love it because I read it and I basically can highlight everything. However, I read it and I say, yes, this is exactly what I want for children. This is what I want school to be like. This is what I want for my own children. And I hate it because that vision isn't fully being realized. And I think we need to go back to, for me it's Papert, hopefully you read Papert's work, but you also have your own educational heroes. You have those people. Please go back to their work. Look what where we've come from. It's really important to know our history so we can go where we're going. My next question comes from who I consider a friend, a colleague, and very much a mentor to me, and that's Dr. Gary Steger. Gary worked with Dr. Papert, as you may know, but he also has this question about, is learning really the explicit result of being taught? So you've gone through a whole bunch of workshops and things like that at this conference and other places to think about how much did those people really directly teach you? How much did you try and experience? And that's what I'm trying to do in some of the learning and making workshops that we're doing here. About a century ago, John Dewey reminded us that learning is the consequence of experience and doing things. In Papert's work, for me, he talks about constructionism, making things and learning through the real world. And my next question is, does easy do it? Technology is designed for the most part to make our lives a lot easier. But I'm not so certain that that's actually what we want to do in education. If it's too easy, they're going to be bored. If we keep looking for the easy way out, we're never going to challenge them enough. And what's interesting is the kids that spoke earlier, they said, you know, they can do amazing things, and they really can. They have an incredible capacity for intensity. And they want more. When we give them the opportunities for that hard fun that Papert talks about, you don't play video games because they're easy, guys, right? You play them because they're difficult and they're challenging, but they're fun, and you stay with them. And we get to talk about what Adam talked about earlier, so the balance. Why is that? Why do they spend so much time doing this? I think it's because it's hard fun. So are we doing the easy thing, or are we trying to set up opportunities for kids to have that hard fun? So the next question for you is, are making and tinkering, and throw play in there, very sophisticated ways of learning? And if they are, Why is it that we only relegate them to recess? Why is it that they're only available after you've taught the lesson? So playing with mathematical concepts and things like turtle art, I can tell you that looks like hard fun, right? So playing with the mathematical concepts and things like turtle art can actually often inform us more about what students need to learn than me teaching them and having them take a pretest or something like that. Having them play, I can see what they do. I've seen what they produce already. So we should kind of flip what we're doing now. So those are some 4 questions that I'd like you to consider. And here's my Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. This is a shot of a student in our Maker Studio who just finished a project making a Minty Boost, which is a device that charges your phone. And you just put AA batteries in, pack it away, and you charge your phone whenever you need to. And what we're doing is we're actually opening up this space in the morning for kids to come in before school so they can start to tinker with things and look at different technologies. And this is my way to introduce this to the school. It's just beginning. So we have all these things, and I have kids come in and bring a friend tomorrow. So this is one of the things that we're doing. Another thing we're doing is we've started a DIY club through DIY.org. It's a maker club. It's a small group of kids that will take through a 10 to 12 week period, and we'll do another club later. But they use DIY.org. And DIY.org has a patch system, similar to what was just shared. And kids can explore new skills, their personal interests, and find out other people who are doing the same sort of thing. They also can earn badges, but they can also go beyond the badge and be a master. Make friends in those and become sort of reputable. Right? The third thing we're doing, those were 2 very student-centered. The third thing I have to do is bring in the learning community, right? So that our parents. So we have Maker Nights. We're starting to do these. Very successful so far. We did an Imagine HKIS, and loads of people, lots of excitement. But we want to share these alternative ways of knowing, of doing, of learning with that community, because otherwise they're not sitting here with you, and they're probably not watching live stream. But I have to have that opportunity. We're trying to do that at our school. So those are my Mondays. Just a few weeks ago, on Facebook, I got this message from I saw this post from my friend Tracy, who teaches at the computer school in New York City. And she posted this post. And all I have to do is read the quote in the beginning. This is my Sunday. This is what I want. Thank you.